In today's video we're going to be diving into some Borderlands 4 content, and for this one I'm going to be going over an early game place that I think everyone should know about, especially if you put the game on hard difficulty, because if you're anything like me, your weapons weren't seeming to do the job and you were struggling to take down some of the enemies. With this you'll be able to have the first legendary farm that you can grab very early on in your gameplay, perfect for gearing up and getting some of the best stuff straight away. Now in order to do this, one thing you want to do is make sure you unlock this location that's going to be the stock room. This is going to serve as a fast travel point for you, and you'll be able to make it here very close to the start of the game by just progressing and making your ways a little up from the map. Once you have got here, you're going to want to jump outside, make your way forward, and then you'll be at this point where you'll be able to use it as a massive booster to get to a whole bunch of other places. But the main place we're going to be going is all the way down the bottom here to Riptide Grotto. So you're going to use your grapple and just absolutely bop to victory. One thing I would say here is that if you haven't actually completed the first vault at this point, you might have a bit of a lower drift, because I think it gets increased after you complete that one. But either or, it doesn't matter, just make sure you're heading in this direction, drop down into the location, and there should be a few enemies ready for you to tackle and take out quite easily. In here is going to be the main place you'll be farming for legendaries and just some great guns and loot. And what you want to do, make sure you're completely stocked up on your ammo, and if you've already taken out the boss here, use the Moxie machine in order to replay them. It does cost a bit of money, but most times you're going to make that back plus a bit of extra whenever you're jumping into here and taking on the boss that's going to be Splash Zone. Great thing about this, even if you're not geared up, even if you think you can't take him on, you probably can. Make your way into the arena, spawn him, and then you can always make your way straight back outside. You can dwindle down his health this way, nice and easy. But I would say I've defeated him a couple of times out here and it's a bit of a pain because his loot drops all the way down to the floor. So if you can, try and defeat him on the inside just to make your life a little bit easier. Once that's done though, he's going to explode in a whole bunch of loot. And obviously depending on what level you are, you probably have better stuff dropping, because I was doing this quite low level. If you're max level at 50, you probably have a few extra drops, but even at this level, it's definitely worth doing. Remember, pick all the loot off the floor, even if it's just to sell off. And you can always mark it as sell before you head straight back to where you were. This time we were unlucky, we didn't get anything amazing, but most times he drops a whole bunch of purple stuff, and if you're lucky, you're also going to get some legendaries here. Whenever you're ready, you're going to head straight back to where you originally started from. Go over, resupply on your ammo, and then obviously respawn the boss by using the Moxie machine. I've been farming him for about 15 minutes at this point, just going back and forth, selling off the gear, and honestly, some of the weapon drops that I managed to get hold of are going to make the rest of the campaign just so much easier, because beforehand I was having weapons that did absolutely nothing, and now, as you can see, we have some craziness going on where we can completely freeze up badasses or do some other cool effects and just make our life much easier and have more fun in the process. You can get some really good drops from this, pick everything up, sell it off if you don't, but hopefully you get yourself some nice legendaries like this one that dropped on the floor, which, when I can find it, is going to be this one right here, the Collateral Jelly. Honestly, this is one of the best early game grenades you can pick up. You get 4 spams of it, and when you throw it out, it does additional cryo grenades as well, making it crazy for just helping you out clear areas, as well as damage to bosses by freezing them and making things a whole bunch easier as well. Now, as far as I can tell, I've had this twice, so I think they've got designated loot tables. As well as that, I also managed to get hold of a quite nice shield, which is this one called What's for Dinner, another legendary shield, and one that's much better than what I had on originally. Overall though, this is going to be the best early game legendary farm, perfect for anyone trying to gear up and get a little bit further in the campaign fast. And of course, if you want to, just come back here at any time when you're leveled up in order to get gear close to your level. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. There's going to be a whole bunch more guides and content away from me. As always, for all things gaming, take care. I'll see you on the next day.